For anyone that's listening that might be kind of thinking about, okay, I hear you, I'm tracking, I need to execute, I need to be aware of my strengths, things of that nature. Share a success story, because I know that you come across, help to coach, help to shape thousands of women through the work that you do. Talk to us about maybe an example or two that sticks out of women who have maybe started while they were at corporate, taken the leap, and they're really thriving.
Got a good one. As a matter of fact, she is celebrating her 1-year anniversary. So maybe 2 years ago, I came into her organization as a consultant, doing supplier development, working to increase their spend. And I met her, and after spending countless hours developing this program, I said, you are not where you're supposed to be. I said, you have so much to offer. And while I love being here and being on this contract with you, it's something greater. Now, the first thing we had to do was mindset, because she had been in that position. She had quite a bit of authority. People looked up to her, sought her out, right, for solutions and things. And so she said, I don't know. I said, I'll ask you one question. Are you getting paid what you're worth? Do you feel satisfied at the end of the day when you lay your head on that pillow? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? How do you feel inside? And she had to admit she wasn't happy. And so we did a strategy meeting. She was open for that. We laid the strategy. We talked about partners, because one of the things I tried to teach is don't do this alone.
Yes.
You need strategic partners. One, because if you're looking to scale fast, and I like to scale people fast, because we need to be creating businesses that can create jobs and have economic impact within our community. What we're finding, and based on those stats that you saw, is we create a lot of solopreneurs, right? And they have truly created a job for themselves. Nothing wrong with being a solopreneur, but let's be clear that that's a difference. It's a difference between being a solopreneur and owning a small business. And that's something we throw small business around, not truly understanding the definition of it. And so with her, she took the leap. We did a joint venture to start her business. And here's what I want you to know. I'm so proud of her. She has acquired over $50 million in purchase orders and contracts and opportunities 12 months later.
Wow. That's incredible.
Her salary, of course, was nowhere, maybe $250,000 at the time, nowhere near that. She employs over 35 people right now. We are planning to triple that in the next year. She is all across the Southeast, and now she can do the things for her family that she could not do before, right? And she's still in charge of her destiny. For the first time, she can see that. So that's one. Another one was a young lady in South Georgia. She owned land, but the land was her husband's hobby. And so we met because at the time she owned a fitness center. She called one day, her husband had taken ill, and she said, I can't do this. This is too much. And I'm sharing this story because it's more of a story of resilience. And I think that we have to acknowledge that entrepreneurship is the most faith-based journey you will ever take.
Listen.
Okay. So I think we have to acknowledge that first. And so there will be times when you are on top of the world. And then there will be times where you just simply want to give up and walk away. And I always say you can quit at night, but when you rise up in the morning, I need you to do that with a different fervor, right? She called me one day and she said, I quit. I'm selling everything. And I asked her, I said, how many women like us do you know who own acres upon acres of land with a vineyard? I don't care. I don't care. And this is a true story. I jumped in my car right then, and I drove about an hour and a half to where she was. And we got on our knees and we prayed, because that is the difference. When you talk about, I can give you strategy, I can give you tips, I can tell you anything you want to know, but you better believe in something.
Yes.
You better believe in something, okay? And Even we prayed and cried and did all the stuff, and we got up, because what I understand that is that whatever you are seeking is seeking you. Mm-hmm. You have to know that when you make the decision to step out and say that this is what I am going to do, you send that out into the universe. And so whatever you are working towards, whatever you are believing, whatever you are speaking, I say if you speak it and you think it, it can happen, right?
Yes.
It can happen. What you speak about, you bring about. So what did she bring about a year later? A year later, she is the first GAP certified vineyard in the state of Georgia.
Wow.
A year later, her wine is going to market. A year later, she is hosting corporate events on the property. A year later, we are developing the second half of her land to just expand on the vineyard. Anything is possible if you just believe.